In the quiet town of Ravenswood, a group of high school students eagerly embarked on a field trip to the long-abandoned Ashton Manor, a decaying mansion shrouded in mystery. The air was thick with an ominous stillness as the bus rumbled along the narrow, overgrown road leading to their destination. As the students stepped off the bus, the chilling wind whispered through the skeletal branches of ancient trees that surrounded Ashton Manor. Mr. Henderson, the history teacher, led the group with a lantern in hand, his face a mask of excitement that barely concealed an underlying unease. Within the mansion's creaking halls, faded wallpaper peeled away like skin from bone, revealing the history of a place long forgotten. The students exchanged nervous glances as they explored rooms filled with dusty furniture draped in white sheets, frozen in time. In the dim light, whispers echoed through the corridors, and shadows seemed to dance on the walls. Jenna, a brave but curious student, decided to venture into the mansion's abandoned library. As she ran her fingers along the dusty spines of forgotten books, a cold breeze brushed against her neck, causing her to shiver. A distant sound, like a mournful wail, filled the air. Jenna's heart raced as she scanned the room, her eyes widening with terror as she saw a shadowy figure standing in the corner. Panic gripped her, and she fled the library, the ominous wail following her down the echoing halls. Back in the main hall, the group gathered, and Jenna recounted her eerie encounter. Mr. Henderson dismissed it as imagination, but unease spread among the students like wildfire. The air grew thicker, and the temperature dropped as they continued their exploration. As they entered the mansion's grand ballroom, a flickering chandelier cast eerie shadows on the walls. Suddenly, the room filled with the haunting melody of a long-forgotten piano. The students froze, their breath visible in the cold air, as the ghostly music surrounded them. In the center of the ballroom, a spectral figure materialized, playing the piano with ethereal grace. The ghostly musician's hollow eyes locked onto the intruders, sending a chill down their spines. The air seemed to vibrate with the melancholic notes, trapping the students in a haunting trance. Desperation set in as they realized they were not alone. Mr. Henderson, struggling to maintain composure, urged the group to leave, but the exit doors slammed shut, trapping them inside Ashton Manor. Panic escalated, and the temperature continued to plummet, turning breaths into frosty clouds. Whispers grew louder, and shadows writhed as the ghostly pianist played a haunting requiem. The students, now paralyzed by fear, felt an unseen presence closing in around them. The mansion itself seemed to groan, as if awakening from a long slumber, ready to reclaim those who dared disturb its eternal rest. In a desperate attempt to escape, the students scattered through the mansion, their footsteps echoing through the haunted halls. Each room revealed a new horror, apparitions from the past, flickering candlelight casting eerie scenes of long-lost revelry, and portraits with eyes that seemed to follow their every move. As the group reunited in the dimly lit foyer, a voice whispered through the stillness, recounting a tragic tale of betrayal and lost love that befell the mansion's former residents. The students listened in dread, realizing they had unwittingly become part of the ghostly narrative that unfolded within Ashton Manor. With each passing moment, the mansion's malevolent energy intensified. The students, now united by fear, struggled to find an escape route. Doors slammed shut, and spectral hands reached out from the darkness, grabbing at their senses. The once curious and excited group now faced a nightmare beyond their imagination. As they reached the mansion's decrepit chapel, a ghostly bride appeared at the altar, her torn gown flowing like mist. She beckoned them forward with a mournful gaze, and the students felt an otherworldly force compelling them to join her in a spectral union. In a final act of desperation, Mr. Henderson frantically searched for a way to break the cursed spell. In the chapel's dusty archives, he discovered a weathered diary that chronicled the tragic events that led to Ashton Manor's demise. The key to salvation lay in lifting the ancient curse that bound the spirits to the mansion. Armed with newfound knowledge, Mr. Henderson led the students through a series of rituals aimed at appeasing the restless spirits. Candles flickered, and incantations filled the air as they sought to unravel the threads of sorrow woven into the mansion's history. As the last incantation echoed through the chapel, a blinding light enveloped the room, and the ghostly apparitions vanished. The oppressive atmosphere lifted, and the temperature returned to normal. The once haunted halls fell silent, and the students found themselves standing in an empty, dilapidated chapel. Outside, the morning sun began to rise, casting its warm glow on Ravenswood. The group, shaken but alive, emerged from Ashton Manor, their faces pale with the memory of the spectral ordeal. The mansion, now still and lifeless, stood as a testament to the horrors that lurked within its haunted walls. As the bus carried them away from Ravenswood, the students exchanged solemn glances, forever bound by the shared experience of a field trip that transcended the realms of the living and the dead. Ashton Manor, though silent once more, held its secrets close, waiting for the next curious soul to awaken the ghosts that lingered within its forsaken halls.